So today in Corinthians, Paul is still trying to help these guys, this church in Corinth, figure out how to live in the light of the fact that they've come to know Jesus. And he's been addressing sexual issues for the last little while. He's still doing that today. And this is kind of focused more around sex in the context of marriage and what's appropriate and what isn't appropriate. Basically what he's saying is when you get married, make sure that you have sex with your husband or your wife. Don't deny them sex because you've decided you're going to get married, and that's what your duty is as the husband or as the wife. And he's saying if you want to go without sex for a little while, you can do that. You can have a break by mutual consent, but then carry on having sex after a little while because you'll probably go crazy if you don't, and you'll be tempted in all sorts of other ways. So that's what he's saying to those people who are married. And then he's talking a little bit about, you get a sense from Paul that he's kind of saying, look, he was single, he was celibate, and he's saying, if you can live like I can live, then that might be a better option, because I get to just, the implication is because he just gets to go for it and serve the Lord all over the place and travel around and do his crazy missionary journeys that he did. And when you get married, your loyalty remains to Jesus first and foremost. He is the king, but you are bound in a different way to another person. And actually, because you vowed before God that you will be, there are implications to that. It means in a way you become more restricted when you're married. He's just saying if there's a way of your staying single and celibate, then by all means do that. That might even be the better option. That doesn't mean for us that we should aim to be single or celibate. For most of us, God's plan in our lives will be to get married. But for all of us, there's a season before we get married that is a season we can embrace and enjoy and see it as a gift. One of the things we've often said at Soul Survivor is that there are two gifts God gives to his church. The first is the gift of marriage, and the second is the gift of celibacy. And what we can sometimes do is we can think, because the Bible says sex is for the context of marriage, we just spend our entire lives waiting and hoping that we're going to get married one day, and when we get married then our lives will be sorted out and we'll be able to have sex. And actually what we can do in the meantime is embrace the life that we're given before marriage and the life of celibacy. Choose to see that as a gift and throw yourself into serving Jesus. Throw yourself into friendships. Throw yourself into serving the people around you. Make the most of the opportunity that you have now to spend yourself for others.